Welcome back to our studio here in New York City. Maria Taylor, Paul Pierce. We've got Jay Williams, and we've got Jalen Rose, and we've got Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown combining for 30 points, and the Celtics are up by 12 in the first.
Intensity, tenacity. The Boston Celtics are doing all of the things that don't sometimes show up on the stat sheet. Look at this. This is paying attention to the scouting report. A lefty in Goran Dragic loves to turn over the right shoulder. Great block by Jalen Brown. Gets you out in transition, and all of a sudden you have your two young phenoms creating a fast break situation. We saw multiple times where that happened in the second quarter. Jalen Brown was terrific defensively.
Sounds great. Same story we've seen the first two games. Like that energy needs to be sustained in the second half. There's nothing else left to say until they do that second half.
I'm right there with you, Jay. I mean, we've seen this story last game, and so they got to be able to sustain this. You know Miami's going to come out with a zone. Are they going to be able to counter? But I like what I've seen from Gordon Hayward. He's been an impact. His numbers, he got 3 points, 3 rebounds, a couple assists. But it's his impact that you have to watch him out there. He's a threat. And so let's see. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes he plays at the end of the game. And that's where they're going to need him.
It's one of the best shooting charts that we've ever seen.
It's because Paul Pierce is in the building talking over the shoot. So
he solidifies their lineup.
Yeah, obviously, this is the difference maker here. So if we want to see if the Celtics can finish out a game, maybe they can because Paul Pierce is in the studio. Bam Adebayo has already played big in this series. We'll see what he has in the second half. When you hear MC Light, you know what time it is. Time for NBA Countdown live from the Seaport District at Pier 17, brought to you by Heineken. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Pierce, Uncle Pierce, in the building with us.
We got the tour four.
Listen, I'm happy to be here, but these conditions is harsh. I have my own table, my own desk, studio in L.A. I mean, y'all grinding out here. I appreciate it.
Meaning and spoiled you.
Yeah. Welcome to Maria's Palace.
It's hard for me to get used to these conditions.
Sorry, Studio 34 is officially closed. The NBA Countdown family's together for the rest of the playoffs. Maria Taylor, Jalen Rose still here looking crispy. Jay Will looking like everybody's little brother.
That's getting better.
Hey,
we're incrementally getting better over time, Maria. I like this. You look incredible today. Thank you.
Thank you.
CJ Rose, I'm learning.
Yes, indeed. Good job. Good job.
Okay, guys, let's jump right into it because we all learned today that voting matters. Me especially.
I like what you did there.
You see that? Okay, let's shift away from the playoffs for a second and talk about Giannis and LeBron because you've probably all heard the conversation and the sound from LBJ. Lifting from the playoffs, Giannis is the MVP for the second straight season. He became the third player to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season, which he is able to join Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. But obviously, there were conversations about that MVP race. Remember, all of the voting was based on play that happened before March 11th. Giannis easily won. He received 85 first-place votes and over 200 total points more than LeBron. As for James, he had 16 first-place ballots, which made him talk about it after the Lakers' Game 1 win. Here's LeBron.
Pissed me off. That's my true answer. It pissed me off because out of 101 votes, I got 16 first place votes. That's what pissed me off more than anything. Not saying that the winner wasn't deserving of the MVP, but that pissed me off. I finished second a lot in my career, either from a championship and now 4 times as an MVP. It's a weird thing sometimes that. I don't know how much we are really watching the game of basketball, or are we just in the narration mode, the narrative. I just know the headline will be tomorrow.
Headline tomorrow and Saturday. It's going to be every single day we're talking about it. The headline was LeBron is pissed, and he's talking about those 16 first-place votes. I think the conversation starts with what do we consider MVPs? It's evolved over time.
So I'm a voter. I'm going to own that I voted for Giannis, and I have no regrets, Maria. He had the best PER in the history of the NBA. They had the #1 record in the NBA. He was terrific the entire season. And for a guy that's lifting the Milwaukee Bucks as their superstar, he doesn't have an Anthony Davis to play with. And so for him to lead his team in all of those major statistical categories and accomplish what he accomplished, he deserved the regular season MVP. The problem, NBA, you do us a disservice as voters and as players when you don't give out the award right after the season.
Yeah.
If you give it out right after the season, we was there. We was in L.A.
Yeah, we saw it.
We saw Giannis get hurt. LeBron was gaining steam, but that night when we were in L.A. before it shut down and the Lakers beat the Clippers, Giannis was the MVP,
right.
And that's where we were voting.
I just get frustrated because it seems like each and every year it's a moving target. right? It's so fluid each and every year. So, what we didn't play is the clip before that in 2012, 2013. LeBron James was probably going to be Defensive Player of the Year and the MVP of the league, right? He won MVP. You know who won Defensive Player of the Year that year? Marc Gasol. Guess what? Marc Gasol was second team all-defensive in the league. He was second team all-defensive, but yet he won Defensive Player of the Year. How does that work? Right? So the moving targets about that goes back to what you were saying, J. Rose. At least just be consistent each and every year. And that's what LeBron James was talking about.
Well, the thing is, what LeBron has to understand, and he's been the best player, over the last, 15, 16 years or however long he's been in the league. But the best player doesn't always get the MVP. We all know that. It goes on, team, statistics. What do you mean to your team? LeBron, he means a lot to his team, clearly. But if you take LeBron off that team, I still believe the Lakers are a playoff team. Mm-hmm. If you take Giannis off the Bucks, they don't sniff the playoffs. I mean, we saw how Miami did them with Giannis. And so, yeah, LeBron may go on, but I'm going to tell you this. LeBron he's using this for motivation. He don't care about no regular season MVP.
Oh,
correct. He care about one MVP. That's the finals MVP right now.
Are we sure about that? Are we sure if we took LeBron off the Lakers would definitely make the playoffs in the West?
Well, it depends on what you think about AD. It depends on what you think about AD.
I'm just saying, if I watch AD back in the day, I don't know. I think that's a big-time question. I think the East isn't as deep as the West. I don't know. Maybe Milwaukee sneaks it.
I truly believe LeBron James is a pilot, Maria. He's looking at the landscape right now, and there's no Kawhi, no other skyscraper. And all he got to do is land safely. All he got to do is land safely. Mm-hmm. And the Lakers going to win the championship this year.
Yeah.
And I got social media on my phone. I've been 15 years old, okay? I was in my mid-20s and acted 15. LeBron trying to get to the crib. So when you ask me about the Lakers, Lakers in 3. That's all I got to say from now on. Lakers in 3. LeBron trying to get to the crib.
When he got up and said he was pissed, you just felt it for the Nuggets, didn't you? You're like, I just feel bad for Denver. Okay, all right.
Try not to foul and put teams on the free throw line because those are easy points. And then we just trust our game plan. We trust our, what we've been doing all throughout the course of this whole year. We have a lot of length out there with myself, AD, Dwight, KCP, and Danny with the start of that third quarter. And we were able to, get some deflections, get some turnovers, and get out and do what we do best on the break. But, just having that type of size and that athleticism helps us out tremendously.
I know you talked about using game one as a feel-out game. Was there anything even after the first quarter, LeBron, that you guys identified when you think switched for you defensively starting in the second quarter?
Well, yeah, we know the first quarter definitely wasn't Laker basketball, Laker defense, and we just had some breakdowns. We had some breakdowns, but it took a quarter for us to kind of figure it out. Not saying that we fully figured them out because it's too early in the series to say that, but we started to get a better feel, started to get a better rhythm defensively. We started to get some stops in that second quarter and able to build that lead up going into halftime.
Hey, LeBron, it's Dave. We spoke about the MVP award with you back in March, and you said it's not something that's ever motivated you. Your true motivation is trying to be considered the best ever. But when you see the results come out tonight or today, knowing you've won it 4 times, but now you've come in second 4 times, what's that feeling like for you, and what did you think of the results?
Pissed me off. That's my true answer. It pissed me off because out of 101 votes, I got 16 first place votes. That's what pissed me off more than anything. Not saying that the winner wasn't deserving of the MVP, but that pissed me off. And I finished second a lot in my career. Either from a championship and now 4 times as an MVP. Like I said, I never came into this league saying, let me be an MVP or be a champion. I've always said I just want to get better and better every single day. And those things take care of itself. There's some things that's just out of my hand and some things you can't control. But it pissed me off.
when you saw did you surprise yourself by the reaction you had when you saw those results? Did you know that? I'm just wondering if you knew that you would have this strong of a reaction to seeing those numbers.
No.
Alec?
How good?
Lebron, do you feel like the MVP criteria is something that rewards the most valuable player in the league?
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit up here and talk about what the criteria should be or what it is. It's changed over the years since I've gotten to the league. I know that. You know, it's just changed. It's changed a lot. You know, sometimes it's, you know, the best player on the best team. Sometimes it's the guy with the best season statistically. Sometimes it's changed over the course of my career. I mean, you know, you don't know. You don't know. But you know, Giannis had a hell of a season. I can definitely say that.
Anyone else on this end? Tanisha, do you have anybody on your end? Please.
Yeah, just last two, LJ. We'll go Bill Orm.
Hey, LeBron. In the past, when you had, call them slights or whatever, when you finished second in the past, did it bother you as much? And then the next question would be, how much of your strong reaction do you think has to do with the fact that you've done what you've done in year 17 at 35 with a new team? Does that factor into your kind of emotion here?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm fine. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm going back to my room. I'm perfectly fine. I mean, we're at 1-0 in the Western Conference Finals. I'm absolutely fine. So don't. Like, I was pissed off at the reaction earlier when I saw it. I'm absolutely great now. I'm going back to my room, drink some wine, and sleep very well tonight. So let's not get it twisted. I'm great. It's just the voting scale is a little weird to me sometimes. I mean, if you take 2012, if you just stick with me here, 2012, 2013, I had a chance to be Defensive Player of the Year and also MVP in the same season. And that year, Marc Gasol was rewarded Defensive Player of the Year. But he made second team all defense. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. It's like being the MVP of the league, but you make second team all NBA. That's when I really started to look at things a little bit kind of like differently. I was like, how does that even make any sense? It's like being rookie of the year, but you make second team all rookie. And then I looked at the most improved this year, and rightfully so, Brandon Ingram was amazing. I thought he should have won it. But did you see the votes that Devontae Graham get? He averaged 4 points last year compared to 17 and a half. If that's not improving, what is? And it's just a weird thing sometimes that I don't know how much we are really watching the game of basketball, or are we just in the narration mode, the narrative.
Okay, last question, Bill Plaschke.
Yeah, LeBron, given all this team has been through and all you've had to lead them through this year, how would you compare this to your other MVP years, the years you've won MVP?
I don't even remember. I don't remember actually. I don't know. I don't remember. To be completely honest, this would be hard for me to answer that question. You got another one for me?
Hold on, let me get them back. Oh.
They left. They left the chat.
Yep. You're all done.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, LeBron.